Is the Bitcoin price potentially ready for a sell-off? And could the altcoins be fast approaching a potential market cycle top? Let's dive in and analyze. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Today I'd like to discuss both Bitcoin and the altcoin markets, because for me right now, we are truly at a very critical point in this trend, where this either is going to develop into the next absolutely parabolic bull market, or we are looking at the zone where there is validity, in my opinion, to be the absolute new market cycle top before a plunge deep down into the crypto abyss. So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell. And let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right. So we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and speculative hypotheses on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. That being said, let's begin right here on the one-day time frame for Bitcoin. Now you guys can see I have these beautiful circles drawn here. Now, what are they? For me, I've split this chart up into three areas where, let's use a rectangle. We could see this action up here above this white line has been where we've seen parabolic blow off top activity. Anything above this line, which starts at roughly 10,350, historically has only been short-lived parabolic blow off top activity. That's been it. Then if we look here in the middle, let's pull this down right into the zone here. This zone has been our consolidation zone, right? Whether it be from our blow off top at 20,000 or a blow off top at 14,000. This range in the middle from 10,350 all the way down to 6,500 has really been a range of just sideways chop. And then, of course, below that, we have our capitulation line, which makes a lot of sense as well, because dropping below this $6,000 region, especially right now after we've back tested it as new support after this blow off top, really would be quite devastating, and it wouldn't surprise me to potentially test down to the bottom of that channel if we were to break it next time around. Let's get this crypto. So let's understand where we're at now in comparison to these three portions of the market that I've outlined. Okay, so right now it appears that we are brushing up right upon this white line that separates us from being in our neutral chop zone into the parabolic blow off top zone. Now, of course, past performance does not indicate future results, but if history were to look similar, we could expect that the next blow off top would be, if the trend were to continue the same, a new lower high, right? And above this white line could produce the blow off top before then retracing back down into the median zone here, of which we've seen happen twice thus far, right? Let's get this crypto. So for me right now, Bitcoin is truly at the make or break point when we just look at it from a macro perspective, right? Up here, in order for this to really negate everything, I'd need to see a new higher high come in. Of course, I'm looking for trading opportunity all over this range, but from a very, very macro perspective of the trend as a whole, you guys can see here, we are still clearly on a macro lower high trajectory. And if Bitcoin is to get above this white line, this is the area where we've seen blow off tops occur before then retracing, deep down once again. Okay. So now that we've seen this, let's look at some more things here. Still on the daily time frame. Right now, we are potentially, my friends, seeing another bearish divergence. Although we have seen these all along the way in this trend, it really hasn't mattered much. Bitcoin has still kept its parabolic trajectory intact, and it wouldn't surprise me to see this keep going. Although we are technically right now flirting with overbought conditions, technically sticking in a potential bearish divergence, still seeing this MACD histogram flatlining there. Not the greatest thing in the world, but it is what it is. When we look over here on the weekly time frame, this is where things get more interesting because to me, we still have quite a bit of potential room to the upside before getting to overbought conditions here as well. Things like this, the MACD looks much better at the histogram here on the weekly time frame as well. So it really is just looking at this from whatever angle you're deciding to look at this. That's why when I am analyzing the macro trend, I just like to keep it simple. Still on a lower high trajectory, coming up upon this white line right here, which has separated this market into 3 different areas, in my opinion. And if we were to see a blow off top, well, historically, this would be the range that we would look to see that. Let's get this crypto. Okay, so when we zoom back in now, looking at the 4-hour and the 1 day, we still appear to me, my friends, to be in a potential rising wedge. Now, I had this drawn earlier. I took it away so it was easier to see, but we could put it back. You guys can see that Bitcoin right now is still traveling within this channel. Now, these patterns can be bearish, and I was explaining it for you guys on yesterday's stream. If you're not subscribed here, subscribe, tick the little bell, select all. I upload once per day, okay? So this sell-off here, if this were to sell off, what I'd be looking for is 2 confirmations. One, a break of this upward sloping trend line, which would coincide with a loss of local support. And then if Bitcoin does not continue to keep this bullish staircase rolling, right, which would be a newfound support upon old resistance, right? You could see that this has happened here, right? Once, twice, and now potentially we'd be looking for the 3rd occurrence of this to keep this staircase rolling to the upside. But if Bitcoin is to lose the support of this rising wedge structure and drop below this staircase zone right here, which would be a old resistance not turning into new support, and we lose that, at that point, my friends, I think that we could be looking at potentially further downside action, right? And it doesn't have to be the end of the world here. I know that many a moon boy, I mean, if you're just coming back to YouTube now after taking a long hiatus from the crypto market, just understand that here on this stream, in the house that Don Carbonaccio built, I don't fluff you up with, peanut butter pies, unicorns, and rainbows, right? This is not, Bitcoin's going to a bajillion dollars. I don't talk about nonsense like that on this channel. It's all about realistic expectations here, right? Of potential possibilities of which can occur. So for me here, if those 2 things happen, well, where could this trend potentially look to pull back to? So let's pull up our Fibonacci retracement tool, saying that hypothetically, where we're at right now at the time of recording, potentially around the 10,400 area, if this is to pull back, well, my friends, we do have a very interesting zone here of confluence, right? And that is essentially this line here, of which I would like to see become the new floor of the bull market. And for me, this level is around 8,500. Now, why do I want to see this become the new floor? Well, on the way up here, it was our consolidation of a bull flag before our parabolic blow off top. Then on the way back down, it was a long consolidation point before then being flipped, old support, into new resistance. And then upon breaking that resistance, Bitcoin has now been on its parabolic rise, of which we are at right now. Let's get this crypto. So upon a back test, if Bitcoin back tests to this zone and holds as new support, my friends, that to me would be absolutely beautiful from a bullish perspective, because creating a newfound support at this region definitely to me appears like this market could have legs to the upside. And why I'm saying there's confluence there is because this range in particular is coinciding directly with the 0.5 and the golden 0.618 Fibonacci retracements of this micro move. And we should all know by now that these are, in my opinion, the best healthy retracements for a deep pullback, right? So if we are to see a bounce there around 84.65 or even all the way down to roughly 8,000 and still look to go, my friends, it could be the potential, last dip before the potential real bull market, right? And it's too early to say that, right? Because we could, if Bitcoin, say it does dump, right? And I mean, at this point, we're talking about an absolutely heinous dump. If it were to fall back down to this region, it'd be over 20% to the downside. Very devastating for those who are unprepared for such volatility. But say that that were to happen, hypothetically, right? Anywhere down here, we dump. If at that point we go to retest here and we've stuck in now a double top, right? My friends, this would be a very, very well-defined ceiling in my opinion. All of this action here, right? Then our top, then a potential double top, and then a retest there. If Bitcoin at that point were to build that new support and then break through this region, I mean, for me, that's essentially off to the races. I mean, that would be one of the most bullish looking charts I've seen in quite some time. And that would get me very, very excited from a bullish perspective. Let's get this crypto. So, you know, looking at this, is it possible that we see a dump? I think it is. I mean, can the market stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent? Absolutely. So the thing is that we are in a formation which, to me, you know, if this isn't Bitcoin, right? If this didn't say the word Bitcoin, if you put your thumb over the word Bitcoin on your chart and just looked at this very objectively, taking everything into consideration, I think that if you took your emotions out of it, you know, that it looks like it could be potentially ready for some type of correction into a more fair value zone for traders to then potentially continue to speculate further to the upside. I was saying this on yesterday's stream that this trend now has gotten so parabolic so quickly that I'm almost hesitant to take shorts right now. You guys know that I've traded this market short for a very long time, really beginning back in 2018 around that double top there after Bitcoin sold off. I switched my bias bearish really for a very long time, ladies and gentlemen. I really, on a macro bias, was only bullish, macro bullish from essentially this, let me pull this up here, from essentially this point here forward to the blow off top. I mean, out of all of this time, let me circle this now, out of all of this time here, right? I mean, I've been trading this market with a bearish bias, and a lot of people don't like that, right? That's why, you know, they talk a bunch of garbage, right? Oh, Kirby, you can point your finger, you, all you want, little James. The fact of the matter is this market has been bearish for the majority of the past several years. I don't know what to tell you. If you don't see this, you're living in a fantasy world, okay? So the fact of the matter is now is that this market, in my opinion, is potentially getting ready to change. Albeit, I showed you earlier in the video, we are fast approaching this area that has potentially, or rather has historically, been the zone where we've seen blow-off tops. And if we are to continue this same trajectory of lower highs, you know, somewhere in this zone, we could see a potential occurrence of a blow-off top. And then it becomes, if that is the case, right, say we did go up that high. This is just hypothetical now. Say we went up somewhere that high and dropped all the way back down to this zone I'm talking about, that I would love to see the floor being built as the new bull market floor, right? Maybe we do sell off then 30+% to the downside. But as long as this 8,500 down to $8,000 region holds, my friends, I do think that that could be the start of a bull market for Bitcoin. It just is what it is. And I showed you guys this on yesterday's stream as well. Many people forget that these heinous, crazy sell-offs are a common occurrence in a natural bull market. Look at that, 40% right there, right? Look at this one here as well. Bang. Let's pull it. I don't know why my mic, or rather my mouse, is lagging, but let's pull this from here. See that? Boom, another 30%. Let's pull it from this one here. See this here as well. Boom, roughly 40% as well. So for Bitcoin to go up, see a blow off top here, and then drop something like 30 or 40%, and then find support in this range, in my opinion, would be absolutely natural, borderline expected, and potentially healthy for the bullish macro trend. Let's get this crypto. So you guys see here that, you know, naturally, I'm playing this very cautiously right now. I'm not overly exuberant with the bulls. I'm not, you know, overly bearish right now. I'm actually, you know, a little maybe overly cautious right now, not looking for short opportunities, but, shorting in a very parabolic uptrend definitely has more risk than shorting in a natural bearish environment, right? Instead of, what I'm saying here, let me rephrase this. Shorting in a bearish environment such as this up here, right, and then this down here is easier than looking for shorts in a parabolic uptrend, which in my opinion has now been confirmed. It's just the fact that, are we going to have a blow off top or not? And like I said, this is the region here above 10,400 that this really starts to be a looming threat for me, okay? And on a more positive note here as well, keep in mind that if we flip on our moving averages here on the 1-day time frame, the 50, let me get rid of this green one for now. The 50 is the red one and the 200 is the yellow one. We are potentially looking at a golden cross scenario here on the 1-day time frame as well. If this 50 can get above this 200 and they both can cross, we would also be looking at a potential bullish cross there for Bitcoin. Could get very bullish, but in the past, ladies and gentlemen, we know that we've seen these types of occurrences here lead to absolutely immense fake outs, right? We have seen that, right, in the past. So be on your tippy toes here. I do believe that we are at a point where we're going to see a ton of volatility. You guys know I will be looking to trade all of this volatility to the best of my ability here. I will be keeping you all updated exclusively in VIP with all of my trade setup ideas in absolute real time. Let's get this crypto. And guys, the thing for me right now is that it's important to understand that this market could definitely be on the brink of changing from macro bearish to macro bullish. But I still think it's too early, right? Because we haven't retested these areas yet, right? We've only gone in one direction thus far. The trend is more clearly defined, in my opinion, upon a back test and then finding that new support, right, after we see that. And if we actually pull up the weekly as well, it's the 21-week moving average for me here, which is the shining light here. Let's pull this one up, remove the others. It's this green one here, my friends, that if Bitcoin can hold above this 21-week moving average, especially after a retest and look for a bounce, I would be super happy to see that from a bullish perspective, as we should all know that throughout Bitcoin's history, this 21-week moving average has been absolutely critical in terms of the health and definition of the trend being either bullish or bearish. And if we flip on our line chart here, which only accounts for the candle body closes, you could see that in our last parabolic bull market starting in 2016, Bitcoin never closed a complete candle body below the 21-week moving average. And then soon as we started closing candle bodies below, it ran into a bear market, right? Same thing up here. All candle body closes above the 21-week, saw our blow off top all the way up to 14,000. Then we closed candle bodies below, dropped into the low 6,000s. Now we've closed candle bodies above and we're ripping again. What I'd love to see is a potential scenario like this where Bitcoin runs up, retraces, finds support on the 21, and then continues, right? Especially when things start to get a little bit nutty, right? If we run up really fast, a nice sharp correction, which again, look, we'll pull it up here just so you understand. A sell-off of that magnitude, ladies and gentlemen, 36% from close to close, okay, resulted in a found support upon the 21-week and then continued the bull market higher for then looking at additional gains of up to the blow off top of 932%. Let's get this crypto. Okay, so just keep in mind that when things get as nutty as they are right now, heinous pullbacks are likely to occur. They don't have to, but they are likely and natural, as we've seen historically. And it's all about, at that point, looking where is the potential support. And if that potential support is found, can this be very bullish? And can this be an area where, dip buying becomes a strategy, right? That is what I'm going to be looking for. So, guys, if you do want to see all of my trades in absolute real time, as I'm personally looking to tentatively crush this market like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can, I will see you in VIP right now after this video, because right now, this is the time where I'm strategizing, putting on the mud boots and the trench coat, because I do believe, my friends, that it is indeed time to get this crypto. I do not want to squander potentially life-changing trading opportunity, and I'm looking to set up my trade ideas right now. So if you do want to see all of that from me, I will be posting it for you all exclusively in VIP. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. Exciting times here, guys. Be on the lookout. Is this going to be the zone where we see a potential blow off top? It's possible. It's possible. But if we hold above that 21 week, if we see a golden cross, if Bitcoin can find support maybe around this 0.5 fib or 0.618 fib, these are the types of things I'm looking for to potentially see a nice scenario where Bitcoin could devastate many who FOMO'd in at the top, but then be an absolutely glorious potential opportunity for those that are looking at this market with a diligent and realistic perspective. Let's get this crypto. So, guys, I'm going to be strategizing for this entire area right now. These are the types of things I'm going to be strategizing and posting my plans and ideas exclusively for you in VIP. So, my friends, I will see you in VIP right now after this video. I'm ready to get this crypto. Are you? Let's get this crypto. I will see you in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. My friends, if you enjoyed this here today, I really would appreciate a thumbs up. If you appreciate the content, moon the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, and click the subscribe button and tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. There's going to be a lot to talk about here about Bitcoin, I feel, over the next several weeks here, as the volatility is picked up and we should see a ton of potentially heinous trading opportunities. So guys, I'll see you all in VIP right now. I will be looking to post my trade setups for this exact area. Let's get this crypto. I'll see you in VIP right now. And until next time, my friends, the Don has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.